How's it going today, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day so far. So in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at my personal stock market investment portfolio, exactly what stocks I own, how many shares of each of these stocks that I own, and basically, what my cost basis are on these shares as well. And I wanted to real quick give a shout out here to Financial Education. He recently did a video as well where he basically went through his entire stock market portfolio, and his returns are looking a lot better than mine right now too, so props to that as well. But I thought it was great to see that level of transparency here. And I think it's great for people who are, doing these kinds of videos on YouTube, talking about investing of any kind, to actually share their real results, opening up their brokerage account. And I will say that in the past, I have been hesitant to share my own personal trading account just because, sometimes you make good moves in the stock market. Sometimes you make terrible moves when it comes to investing. And even if you study people like Warren Buffett, arguably, the greatest investor of our time, if you read his biography there, The Snowball, you read about a lot of different investments that went very wrong for him over his career of investing. And so having this goal of every single one of your investments being perfect is just not a good goal, and it's not a realistic goal either. And so that is my goal with this video, is to be transparent, talk about the stocks that I own, why I own them, and basically show you what my portfolio looks like. Now, I also want to preface this by saying, I would not recommend replicating my portfolio or just going, oh, Ryan or, Jeremy or some other financial channel owns that stock, I'm going to buy that stock. You should always do your own research, and as you're going to see with my portfolio here, I am not a perfect investor by any means, and there are some stocks in my portfolio that are down, one especially that's down quite a bit. And so always do your own research when it comes to investing, but merely, I'm showing you guys my portfolio more or less as a curiosity topic. A lot of people are curious, what stocks I own, what my positions look like, and my cost basis on those shares. Now, before I get into showing you guys my portfolio, I just wanted to mention, if you are interested in picking up a completely free stock, Webull is currently doing a promotion where if you open an account with them, you don't even have to fund the account. They're going to give you a completely free stock just for opening that account. And they're going ahead and doing a promotion here for my channel only. If you guys open and fund an account with Webull in the month of February, you're going to be in the running for a $500 Amazon gift card. And this is only for subscribers of my YouTube channel who end up opening an account with them and funding it with $100 in February. So it's going to be a very small number of people that are actually entered in this giveaway. So your odds of winning are honestly not too bad. And if you're not familiar with Webull, it is basically like a Robinhood type free trading platform, but it offers more technical indicators and it's more for active traders than it is long-term investors. I'm a long-term investor, so I don't use that platform, but if you do rely on technical analysis, it might be a platform that is interesting to you. And if you want to pick up that free stock and get yourself in the running for that $500 Amazon gift card, that link is in the description. It's an affiliate link. You guys do have to use that link if you want to get the free stock and be entered in the giveaway, but you certainly don't have to, use that link and support me if you don't want to. It's just an option available if you are interested. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at my portfolio now, starting off with what is the dollar value of my portfolio. As of today's close, it is $36,923.67. Overall, across my portfolio, I am down 10.42%. And then we'll get into my largest holding right now, which is General Electric. I own 1,045 shares. And my cost basis on those shares is around $14.20 per share. As I'm sure a lot of you guys know, I started buying GE in 2017, late 2017. Started buying it close to $20 a share, which was way, way, way too early to be getting into General Electric stock. So I was one of those people that caught the falling knife and got burned by General Electric in the short term. 2017 and, I guess mostly 2018 was not such a fun year here for General Electric investors. But right now I am very confident in the long-term picture here with GE. I was able to average down with General Electric and buy some more shares, lowering my cost basis. And I have no doubts that I will be able to at least sell GE at a break even if I want to in the near future here. But I do intend on holding the stock here for the next 2 to 3 years, and I would like to double my money with General Electric. A lot of you guys are going to say I'm out of my mind for saying that, but that is my goal here, is to sell General Electric down the road for $30 per share. Now, do remember, they are spinning off the healthcare business and selling assets here and there, so it may not be just one stock. It may be multiple different stocks here that I end up selling off down the road, but that is my plan here, is to be able to sell all of those shares at a combined value of about double what I had invested in this stock. Whether that happens in the next 2 years or 5 years, that is my goal with General Electric. Number 2, the second stock here, is actually the only stock I'm currently up in right now. That is Alibaba. So I have 36 shares of Alibaba stock, and everybody always makes fun of the way I say that too. I'm sorry if you're getting triggered by that. But anyways, I have 36 shares at $158.89 per share. Currently up 6.61%, and this is a stock that I've bought shares all the way across the board. I've bought them as low as $139.97 and as high as in the 180s and the 190s. But because I've been buying this stock regularly over, probably the last year or so, I've been able to average down and be in at a cost basis that is under the current market value. And I believe these Chinese stocks in particular are very undervalued right now because of all of this uncertainty going on with the trade war. And once we do get some clear narrative on that, I expect to see, Alibaba stock going into a nice uptrend, just because this company is really killing it. And they are still seeing very strong growth for a company of that size. Number 3 here, we have JD.com. That is like the Chinese Amazon stock. I own 205 shares at a cost basis of $25.84 per share. So I'm currently down about 4.79%. This is another stock I started buying relatively early. I believe the first time I bought this was when it was $32 per share. It has gone as low as $19 a share. And I bought more shares, I believe, around the $21 range. And so because I bought shares up high and then I bought them low, now we're sitting here about in the middle here. And so being down about 4.8%, nothing that I'm concerned about at all. The next stock we have is my former employer, National Grid. This is a utility stock that a lot of people don't really talk about, these utility stocks, but they are relatively boring and consistent investments. The only reason why I believe I'm down in this stock right now is because there was some restructuring of how these power utilities are going to be making money over in the United Kingdom. And because they do the majority of their business in the UK, there was a dip in the share price as a result, because they are not going to be allowed to be making as much money. This is a regulated utility, and so as a result, they are told how much money they can make and what kind of profit they can recognize on investments into their infrastructure. So my cost basis on those National Grid shares is $56.60 per share. And it's important to remember here as well that National Grid is a dividend payer. I've been earning dividends for the past 3 years. So even though I may not be up in terms of the cost basis, I have been earning those dividends and getting paid, in 2 different ways. The next stock here, we have Apple. I own 18 shares. It's a relatively small position, total market value of around $3,000. And my cost basis on those Apple shares is $173.85. Like I said, down 2%. We could literally have a good day tomorrow with Apple and I could be in the green. And so I'm not concerned with my cost basis on those shares at all. And then the final investment here as well, another smaller investment, is Facebook stock. I own 17 shares of Facebook. And my cost basis on those shares is $164.07, so I'm currently down 4.25% with Facebook. So overall, looking at my portfolio here, if you're really trying to buy stocks at the perfect time, it's going to be near impossible. And I'm very comfortable with the cost basis on all of these shares, except for General Electric. That has been a big learning experience here for myself. But all the other investments that I have here in these individual stocks, I'm very confident with, and I'm very happy with the cost basis at which I have these shares. And it will be very interesting to see how 2019 plays out with these companies, especially talking about the trade war narrative and what's going on there. And a couple of good days in the market and I could be in the green easily with this portfolio. And we have been seeing some relatively strong performance here with General Electric. I just did a 20-minute analysis video on that. If you guys want to check that out, I will have a card pop up on the screen where you guys can watch that video if you want to learn more about General Electric. And then beyond the individual stocks that I own, I am investing in 3 different ETFs. Now, I will say this, in previous videos, I said that I had 50% of my money in ETFs, 50% in individual stocks. And it's important to remember here that I consolidated a couple of different portfolios into this account here. I used to have a Robinhood account and a TD Ameritrade account. And after I had all these different accounts, I said for tax reasons and just for sanity, I wanted everything in one place. So I moved the National Grid shares and the General Electric shares into this account, which has now made it to the point where, I have just about 90% of my money in individual stocks and 10% in ETFs. So if I'm going to be investing more money into the market this year, I'm going to be putting a lot into ETFs. Dollar cost averaging, might buy a little bit of Facebook and Apple just because those are the two smallest positions in my portfolio. But right now I'm pretty heavily invested in individual stocks, more so than I originally thought. So I definitely want to load up more on these passive ETFs just because I like the passive nature of ETFs. And they're just very boring and consistent investments here. Owning the market, you're capturing the growth of the market over time. So the three funds that I own are VBK. I'm about break even there, up 0.82%. VV, 0.23% up, so again, just about break even. The only one I'm down on here is VXUS, which is the international fund. That's probably largely due to the bear market going on in China, down 8.2%, but overall across my ETFs, down 1.78%. But anyways, guys, that is my portfolio here. These are the stocks and the funds that I own. That is the cost basis at which I own these shares, and I think that's about as transparent as you can get here. If I make any changes to my portfolio, I will definitely do update videos for you guys and let you know whether I'm buying or selling. And I may do an update video like this every 6 months or so. If you guys enjoyed this as far as, my portfolio. And a lot of people are wondering too, do I have other investments outside of this? I do have some money with, Fundrise and some other non-stock market investments. But the majority of what I'm doing right now is investing heavily into my own business, investing in people and resources. And that is a lot of money that's going into my business. That's where I'm seeing the greatest return right now. And I'm also, keeping a lot of money in cash because I'm planning on having or completing a real estate purchase in 2019. So a lot of my money is just sitting in liquid cash. So it's not in the stock market, and I don't plan on putting a ton of money into the market. I would anticipate maybe growing this portfolio to 50,000 by the end of 2019. And that's probably, about what I will do here in terms of adding more money into this account and capturing some, gains here with some of these stocks. But anyways, guys, that wraps up this video. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, if you want to grab that free stock and potentially enter yourself into that $500 Amazon gift card giveaway that Webull is offering, that is the top link in the description below. If not, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.